that breath. So if you take your hands and spread your fingers really wide in front of you, and then just breathe in. See if you can expand your ribs as you breathe in. Take your arms up all the way. You're going to lose my hands. And then just breathe out. Funnel your ribs down. Bring your arms down. So nice big breath in. Expand. Spread your fingers wide. Breathing in. Lengthen up. And breathing out as you come down. 2 more times. Breath in. Lift your toes as well. Spread your toes wide. And breathing out. And 1 more time. Breath in. And breath out. This time bring your fingers together in front of you in like a diamond shape. So, or is that a diamond? Sort of a rhomboid shape. So we're going to go downwards. So press your fingers down towards the floor. Bend your knees. And this time as you breathe in, lift your arms up. Option if you want to, you can lift your heels. And then bring your arms down by your side. So breathing out, go down. Breathing in, come up, lifting your heels if you want to, and breathing out as you bring your arms in. And again, breathe out. Breathe in, reach up, and breathing out, come down. 1 more time. Breath in, breath out, come down, lift your heels, rise all the way up, bring your heels down, bring those arms down. Well done. Just roll your shoulders, turn your head to one side, turn your head to the other side. Take your right arm, just reach it over the top of your head, and then we're just going to let your arm help your head come over to the side. So you're not pressing on your head really, it's just a little weight. Press away with the other hand and just feel that little stretch through your side of your neck. Give your shoulder a little roll. We're not using it as a static stretch, we're still warming up. And then we'll release, and we'll do the same on the other side. So let your hand just drape over. Come over to the side, think about just creating space between your ear and your shoulder, and then rolling that shoulder. So that we are going to do, so when we work with the TheraBands, if you feel that there's too much tension in your neck and shoulders, as I said, just do them without, but we will do some nice neck stretches and releases at the end. Okay, so release both, give the shoulders a roll. Again, once again, just turn your head to one side. This time drop your chin towards your chest, and then roll all the way to the other side. Okay, from here, bring your feet again onto the floor. Close your eyes. We're going to lengthen up from your feet all the way up through the inner thighs. Little lift in your pelvic floor, little lift in the diaphragm here underneath your ribs. Open your heart, so lift your breastbone, soft palate up towards the ceiling, and then create space between your ears and your shoulders. So you should feel nice and tall. From here, as you breathe out, just shift your weight into the fronts of your feet. So into the balls of your feet and your toes, and then back into your heels. So just challenging your center of gravity by shifting your weight forwards and backwards. Imagine you're a tree just blowing in the breeze, so that you're not lifting up at all. So as you come forward, notice what happens to the front of your body. You feel those lower abdominals working, and as you go back, maybe you'll feel your glutes, pelvic floor at the back working. Next time you shift your weight forward, can you float your heels off the floor? Imagine you're holding a ball between your ankles. You can open your eyes if you feel really wobbly. And then slowly lower your heels down, shift your weight backwards, lift your toes. You can't lift your toes as high. So just sway between those two movements, eyes open or eyes closed. And then add your arms in. So as you lift your heels, float your arms up. They're weightless, really relaxed. And let your arms just drop down by your sides. And again, so breathing out as you lift up, breathing in as you come down. Just do 2 more. Last one, we're going to stay up here. Just open your eyes now and just start to pedal your feet. So just starting to get a little bit more movement through the body, relaxing through your shoulders. The arms are nice and loose as well. And then can you start to get a little bit more rotation? So keeping your eyes forward, just rotating side to side. So when you do this kind of work, we've done it lots before, but it's really, really good if you get sort of up and back neck pain, and just keeping your eyes fixed, but moving the shoulders and rotating the upper body. And then if you want to, you can start to just rotate the head as well. And then just do 1 more each way. And then come back to the center. Okay, take your legs out nice and wide. This time we're just rotating the whole body. So pivoting on your toes as you rotate side to side, starting with straight legs. And then if you want to, you can start to bend your knees and just get a little bit more movement through the legs as well. Just means we're going to be nice and warm for when we start to use the band. We're not going to pull anything or do anything silly. Okay, just do one more each way and then come back to the centre. All right, so pick up your band. So as I said, mine snapped yesterday, so I'm using my big long loop. So if you have just got a normal band, just hold it at the ends, and not at the ends, but hold it like this with the ends dangling down. So you want it about shoulder width apart. So we're going to do that little exercise we did earlier, but we're just adding the band on. So as you breathe out, you're going to lift your heels and float your arms up to shoulder height. Little pull on the band, and then breathing in as you come down. As you come up, so I want you to think about drawing your shoulder blades towards each other. So you want to feel you've got a connection between the shoulder blades. So we're working on strengthening the muscles in the upper back. If you feel there's too much tension in your neck, you don't have to pull. You can, if you've got a strong band, you can do this without your band. Try it with your eyes closed as well. So breathe out. And it's a nice smooth movement. How smoothly can you lift your heels and go up? And how smoothly can you come down? Just do one more and then release down, relax your shoulders. So keep your heels down this time. I'm gonna undo one of my bands because it's quite strong. We're gonna do single arms. So left arm's gonna rotate out, just the arm out to the side. Turn your head as well and then come back. And then right arm. So the other hand stays forward, acts like an anchor. So you're rotating the shoulder and the upper body, but not rotating all the way around, if that makes sense. So it's just the arm that rotates to the side. Try that with a heel lift if you want to, for a little challenge. So breathe out as you rotate, breathe in as you come back. So keep your other arm forward, don't rotate the whole body. So keep one arm pointing towards the screen, the other moves. Just do one more each way. Think about drawing your shoulder blades to the centre. Come back down, that's quite hard work, so just rotate your shoulders, turn your head to one side and then turn your head to the other side. Okay, taking your band, you're going to stand in the centre of it. So if you've got the long one, stand in the centre holding on to the two ends. You want your feet to be about shoulder width apart. All right, so from here we're going to go into a hip hinge. So we just hinge at your hips, slight bend in the knees, send your bottom behind you. You're going to pull, when you do that, pull your band backwards and then just stand up. So that's all you're going to do. As you hinge back, push backwards with your arms and then stand up nice and tall. So breathe in and breathe out. A couple more times, push back and up. Last time we're going to stay here. Can you do little pulses backwards with your arms? So once again, just working the muscles in the back of the arms and the shoulders. Just check in with your head. So maybe just give your head a little shake side to side. Do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And stand up nice and tall. Okay, we're going into our squats. So getting those legs moving. So a little bit deeper knee bend. If you want to carry on with the hip hinge rather than going into a squat, that's fine. So this time elbows come up to shoulders. And then as you straighten your legs, push your arms behind you as well, so you're working your triceps. Try not to push your chest forward, so think about going straight up towards the ceiling and keeping your ribs over your pelvis. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. Okay, can you also press those feet into the floor, especially your heels, and that will start to engage your pelvic floor at the back as well. Let's just do 4 more. 3, 2, my legs are tired from doing these yesterday, and 1, well done. Okay, little rest, just roll your shoulders. So we're going to step onto, or take your weight onto your right leg, left leg comes out to the side. So take it out and bring it in. So again, just working with the resistance of the band to add a little bit of a challenge onto your movement. Breathe out to go out, breathe in to come in, well done. This is hard work. 4 more. Relax your shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. If you're feeling strong, I can't do it with this loop, you could take your other arm out to the side and just hold that balance. So with your band, so use your band, I just can't do it with this on. So use your band, pull it out to the side and pause there. Well done. Okay, do that on the other side. So shift your weight onto your left leg. Nice and tall, relax your shoulders, chest open and wide. Feel that little connection between your shoulder blades. Breathe out and in. Breathe out. Everybody seems to be managing okay, but if you need a little bit of help, you can always tap your toe and then bring it in rather than just keeping it out to the side. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And once again, if you can, pull with your left arm out. I can't do it with this band, so I'm just going to do it without my band. Oh, and then come back down. Well done. Okay, back into the squats. So, band up to your shoulders. Press your arms back. Breathe in and breathe out. Lower down. Stand up tall. There's lots of new evidence out at the moment to suggest that doing things like squats and press-ups are not just good for building muscle and bone strength and cardiovascular health, but also for your brain health. And that every time you do this up and down movement, when you're working against gravity, it's stimulating blood flow to the brain, and then that blood flow encourages the growth of new neurons and cells. So its theory is now that it can slow down the aging process of the brain. So lots of squats, lots of press-ups. And apparently if you do Sudoku at the same time, it's even better, or listen to music. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Okay, pause here, relax your shoulders. Let's go back into our little sideways. This time we're doing 1 to each side. So breathe out to go out, breathe in to come in. Pushing the band out to the side. My socks are coming off. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, feet come back to about shoulder width apart. We're just going to take some little penguin side steps. So walk like a little penguin one way, and then walk the other way. So you can stay with this. This is slightly less challenging. If you want to make it more challenging, you're just going to bend your knees and do a little hip hinge, and then do your little steps. If you want to make it even more challenging, you can drop down into a squat. So lower your bottom, bring your band up towards your shoulders, and go sideways. Okay, I'm just going to take these socks off. So coming off. So just keep going. Pick whichever one you want to do, and after a few repetitions, it will feel hard work. You'll feel it on the outside of your legs, into your glutes. So can we just go 1 more each way, a few more steps each way, and then make your way back to the center of your mat. Well done. Okay, just relax your shoulders. All right, so from here we'll have a little breather. Just going to slide to one side. So allow, it doesn't really work with this loop, but for you guys with the long band, it should allow your band to go slack and then come back up, a little pull on the band. So allow the band, not even to go slack, but to pull you down towards the floor. So it's quite a nice release for the side of the body, the neck as well. You can even, if you want to, just turn your head and look down towards the floor. So breathe in as you go one way. Breathe out as you come back to the center, and then breathe in as you go to the other side. Just do once more each way. Okay, and guess what we're going back to? Our squats. So take your feet a little bit wider this time. So we do a little bit wider leg squats. So breathing in and breathing out. So again, on the way down, elbows bent, hands up towards your shoulders. As you straighten your legs, press those arms back. If it's too much for your shoulders and arms now, you can do these without the band. Rachel has no choice because George has decided he wants the band. Breathe in and out. 4 more. George has got his own little one now. Are you doing this, George? I don't know if anybody else can see him. It's very cute. 2. And last one. Stand up nice and tall. Last time we're going to that single leg balance. This time release your arm. Just hold it here. Relax both shoulders. Walk. Can you take your leg out a little bit further without falling over? And then come down. And then do the same on the other side. Hold it here. Relax both shoulders. Can you go further without falling over? Straighten your arm, straighten your leg, and then come down. Brilliant, well done. Okay, take your band away from underneath your feet, and you're going to bring it into your hands again. So long loops just hanging down. We're going to go into a split stance. So 1 foot forward, one foot back. Once again, you can do this without your band if you want to. So you're going to lower your back knee down, and as you do that, take your band out in front of you. At the moment, I haven't got any tension on the band, just thinking about the movement, down and up. If you want to, you can start to pull on the band as you go down, and then release as you come back up. But if you don't want to do that, just keep your band nice and slack. Okay, we're going to add a rotation. So you're going to come down, rotate to your right, and then back up. Down, rotate to the right. So we're just going to go one way without falling over. Rotate to the right and up. One more. Brilliant. Take your weight onto your front foot. Just release your band down, roll your shoulders. Actually take it behind you this time. So you're going to lift that back leg, and you're just going to lift your arms away from your bottom. So once again, strengthening the muscles in the upper back. So really, really good for posture, helping you with that nice, strong posture as you get older. Okay, I'm just catching my breath. Breathing out, you're going to see if you can hinge forward a little bit more. Your arms stay at the same height, but you might want to do a little pull on the band. And then breathing in as you come back up. So breathing out, you're dipping forward, you're pushing your leg back, and your body automatically comes forward. So if you can, lead the movement with your back leg. Again, really great for your balance. So our balance, unfortunately, starts to deteriorate in our 40s and 50s. But like anything else, if we practice it, it will come good again. Okay, pause here, either toe down or toe lifted. Little pulses up. So up and slightly out with your band for 4. You should feel this in the back of your body, not in your neck. If it's in your neck, maybe you don't pull with the band, just do some relaxed pulses. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that is a killer. Legs, shoulders, roll your wrists. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So other foot forward. So we drop down and up. Breathe in and out on the way up. Again, not much tension in my band at the moment. If you want to now, you can start to add a bit more. So Rachel, I know your knees didn't like doing these last week. So if you don't want to do the knee bends, then just do the arm movements. Okay, add a rotation now, to the left this time. Breathe out and in. Let's do 3 more. And 2. Oh, last one. Okay, from here, shift your weight into your front foot. Take the band behind your back. Nice and strong through that front leg. Tip forward, push that foot back. Take your band behind you. And then come back up. So lead with that back leg. Imagine you're pushing your back foot into the wall behind you, and your body would automatically tip forward. Just do that 2 more times. Looking good, everybody. And one more. We're going to pause wherever is comfortable for you. Just do some little pulses up and slightly out with the band. Looking down directly at the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Oh. Okay, bring your feet down, give them a little pedal, pop your band on the floor, we'll use it down in a second. Go grab a drink of water if you've got one handy, and then meet me back down on the floor. So we're going to come onto all fours to start with. We're just going to do some nice stretches, and then we'll add the band back in to our workout. So if you're already on the floor, you can start to just go into some easy cat stretches. If you're getting a drink, don't rush, just take your time. So working on your cat stretches, tail out, shoulders back on your in-breath. And as you breathe out, you're rounding your spine, drawing your navel in, just trying to get some movement through the spine. So work at your own pace. If it feels sore to go one way, then just don't go that way, just make your movements a little bit smaller. Just do 1 more each way. And then come back to the centre. Walk your hands nice and far forward. Take your knees and feet nice and wide. Tuck your back toes under. And we just start to go into our little weight shift. So breathe in on the way back. Breathe out on the way forward. If your back's a bit sore, make these movements nice and small. If you don't want to do them at all, just do some pelvic tilts instead. Okay, shift your weight all the way forward, pelvis down, draw your shoulders back. And then send your bottom back to your heels. So just now working, increasing your range of movement. Really nice stretch for the back. Just go one more back. We're going to pause here. So you can drop your head on the floor. You can untuck your toes if you want to, or you can stay a little bit higher, whichever works for you. Lengthen through your fingers, so stretch away. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, slowly shift your weight forward, drop your pelvis down towards the floor, shoulders back, look forward, and breathe. Okay, from here, push yourself back. We'll give our wrists a little rest, and just roll your shoulders. So you're going to take your band again, and either you can double it if you want more strength, or you can just have it as a single one still, and bring it across the front of your thighs. So I'm going to go sideways on just so you can see my arm position down the side of my body. So my arms aren't all the way back there, they're not all the way up front of me, just resting on the front of my thighs. As I breathe out, I'm going to draw my tummy in, lift up through my pelvic floor, and literally just feel that I'm drawing my shoulder blades together. And what will happen is my arms, my band will wrap around my body towards the back of my thighs. And then breathe in as you come back. So it's a small movement, breathe out as you go back, breathe in as you release. It's a really nice way of just switching on your abdominals. So when you pull back, you should feel your lower abdominals working. It's also a nice way of just working the muscles in the upper back and the upper arm. Just do that a couple more times. It's not the most exciting exercise, but... And then from here, we're going to add a hinge. So bring your arms forward, relax your shoulders. We're going to start to just hinge backwards from your knees. Keep a straight line between your knees, your hips and your shoulders. And then as you come up, lower your arms and push back. So breathing in and breathing out. Keep your backs nice and straight. Breathe in, good. You can add a rotation with your head if you want to. I sometimes find that helps to prevent any tension creeping into the neck. Okay, let's add a rotation. So as we go back, we rotate to one side. If you don't want to do the hinge, just do the rotation. Breathing out, so you pull with the arm, whichever way you're rotating, you pull with that arm. Again, if that's too much for your shoulders or neck, don't pull. Just keep the band nice and slack. Breathe out, rotate, breathe in, back up. Let's do one more each way. And last one. Lovely, okay, just release that band again. Just give your shoulders a little wiggle. Just give yourself a big hug, chin to chest. Have a stretch out there, and then take your arms behind you. If you can stay on your knees, push your hips forward and just look up. Try not to let your head drop back, just opening up through your chest there, and once again just roll your shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do press ups. Spoke about them as that down up movement. So you don't need your band. Come onto your knees, walk your hands a little bit further forward with your shoulders, and then then just shift your weight forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists. So we're going to breathe in, and I want you to imagine that you've got a tray of drinks on your upper back. So as you go down, you want to keep your tray of drinks, stop your tray of drinks falling to the floor. So it means you have to keep your upper back nice and still. So breathing in on the way down, breathe out, use your abdominals to help you as you come up. What you don't want to feel is that your shoulder blades come together or that your shoulders go up to your ears. So your shoulder blades actually stay super still. I know this is hard for us. Breathe in and breathe out. This is really good upper body, bone and muscle building exercise. Just watch your neck. So tuck your chins. That was a mixture of tuck and chin. Tuck your chins and look between your thighs as you go down. Let's just do two more if you can manage them. And then on the next one, lower yourself all the way down onto your tummy. Take your hands behind your back. So the study that was done showed that you needed to do 40 press-ups, or the study they looked at anyway, people did 40 press-ups, that's quite a lot. I'm not sure I could manage 40 press-ups, so we'll start with 10 and we can work up from there. So again, that's to show that was the maximum efficacy for creating like neural changes in the brain. Okay,
So on this one, again, you want your band and your hands just resting on your bottom, palms facing upwards. First thing you're going to do is slide your fingers towards your heels. Second thing you're going to do is turn your heels in so that your glutes activate. Third thing, tummy in, so imagine an ice cube under your belly. And then fourth thing, turn your head to the front. And then finally, your final option is to peel your chest and head off the floor. And then lower back down, turn your head to the side. So you can do any of those options. You can go up to number 5. You can stop at number 2. It doesn't matter. So I'll talk you through them again. So slide fingers down, heels together, tummy in, head to the front, peel your chest off, and then turn your head. So make sure you're turning your head in opposite directions each time, or alternate directions each time. And breathe out. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can pull on your band and lift it away from your bottom as well. But again, just be mindful of your neck. So make sure your head, your eyes always stay looking down at your mat, apart from obviously when you're turning your head to the side. But what you don't want to do is poke your chin forward. Okay, shall we do one more? I know this is hard. And just pause here. Think about can you draw your shoulder blades together a little bit more? Can you lengthen your legs away a little bit more? Joey, just be careful of your back, so maybe keep your legs and forehead down. And then take a breath in, lower yourself down. Oh, just release the band, release your arms, give your bottom a little wiggle. Take a big breath into the back of your ribs. And then when you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes again, and then push yourself back up onto all fours. Okay, so this time we're just going to shift our weight side to side rather than going forwards and backwards. And then we can start to do more circular movements. So circling the hips. Maybe you could incorporate a little cat stretch in as well. So rounding the spine and then sending the tail long. Changing direction. And just do one more all the way around. And then last time, sit back, well not last time, but next time, sit back in child's pose again. If you can, this time get your head on the floor. If you can't, make a little pillow. Just try and release the back of the body. So release your bottom onto your heels if you can. And then breathe into the back of your pelvis. Breathe into your lower back. And your upper back. And then your shoulders, and just see, can you slide your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears? All right, well done. Bring yourself up to kneeling. We're going to come into sitting. So if you've got a block or a cushion nearby, if you can't sit on the floor, then sit on a chair. Okay, and just sit up nice and tall. So you're going to take your legs out in front of you, knees slightly bent if you need them, otherwise legs straight. So try and sit up right on your sit bones. So pull the flesh out of your buttocks and sit up nice and tall. Bring your band out in front of you, just to let the tails hang down. We've done this one the last few weeks. So I want you to imagine you're stirring a big pot. So you're rotating all the way around. You're not just moving your arms, you're actually moving your body. So imagine you've got paint on your bottom and you want to paint a nice big circle on the floor. So you shift from one buttock and then forward, and then shift to the other buttock, changing direction. So how far can you take that band out down your leg? I'm not expecting you to go all the way past your toes, but just think about creating length. Do once more this way, all the way around, and then come back up. Okay, bring your band up overhead. And as you breathe in, come over to one side. Breathing out, use your abdominals. So there's a little bit of tension in my band, but not very much. Breathing in. And breathing out, one more each way. Breath in, sit up tall as you come back to the centre. Lovely, and back up, well done. Just release your band now, we'll do that without your band. So bring your left hand down, right hand reaches up, right buttock pushes down as you come up and over. And do the same on the other side. Good, okay, we're gonna make that a little bit, well not more challenging, but just change the movement a little bit. So bring your feet together. Bend your knees. You're going to take, it's up to you. You can take your cushion or block away if you want to, or you can leave them there. Okay, put your hands into the floor and push your knees forward. And then from here, you're going to reach one hand up and over. So if you don't want to do this, don't lift your bum, just do it without lifting your bum, or you can just do the lifting your bottom but without reaching over. Lower down and do the other side. So push your knees forward, lift your hips, breathe in, stretch up. Can we do that one more each side if you've got it in you? If you haven't, don't worry. Breathing out and in. And last one. Have a big stretch up, push the hips forward, reach back. So great mobility for the shoulders. And then come all the way down. Okay, just roll those shoulders, turn your head to one side and then turn your head to the other side. Okay, we're going to come onto your side now. So come all the way onto your side. You're going to, I'll give you some options actually. First option, you can just lie on your side. You can use your arm for a pillow, or if you've got a cushion and then your head on top. So just so that your head is supported. We're going to keep the bottom leg bent and we're going to straighten out the top leg. So let's start with our foot flex actually. So lift up with the flex foot and then point your toe and come down. So when you do these, just check in with your neck. Make sure that your head is nice and heavy and it's supported on your arm or on the floor. So you're not straining your neck. So breathe out to come up, breathe in as you lower down. So you want to feel that you're creating length in your body. So we can do quite a few of these. This is a little mini rest. Let's just do 2 more. And then we're going to pause here, about halfway down. And we're going to do some circles. So it doesn't matter which way you go because we're going to go both directions. When you circle, can you keep your pelvis nice and still? Or does it move all over the place? And then go back again. 2, 3, and 4. And then from here, we're going to flex your foot, bring it forward, point your toes, take your leg behind you. So it's like a big sweeping motion, forwards and backwards, like a pendulum. How still can you keep your pelvis? It's going to move a little bit, but try and use those abdominals to keep it nice and still. Let's just do one more. Oh. And then take that front, or take your top leg, and bend it and take it in front, straighten out your bottom leg. Once again, check in with your neck. Lift and, lift and lower the bottom leg. Breathe out to come up, breathe in to come down. Lift and lower. I don't like these ones. Breathe out, don't do them very much. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, bend your knees, come back to knees together. And then this time just lift the top knee. So you're keeping your feet together. So it's called the clam. So imagine a clam or an oyster opening and closing. And when you do that, you want to feel that it's the muscles in your bottom and not your muscles in your hip that are doing the work. So can you make an adjustment until you feel your bottom muscles doing the work rather than the muscles at the front of your hip? Let's just do 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. And then this time lift the whole leg up and down. Just do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, take a full body stretch. So stretch your legs away. If you can, stretch your arms overhead like a side dart. Big breath in. And then bending up your knees. Bring yourself into side sitting. Just going to take a little side stretch here. So reach one hand up. Come over to the, I call it the more awkward side to stretch. And then windmill down, come into your mermaid. Good, let's just do 1 more each way. And then we're going to do the same little routine on the other side before we come onto our backs. Okay, so swing your legs around, come down onto your other side, pop your head on your arm if you need a little pillow. So we start with that top leg, bottom leg's nice and bent. So just thinking about creating length, flex your foot to come up and point to come down. So breathing out to come up, breathing in to come down. So thinking about that breathing we did right at the beginning of the class. So can you breathe into your ribs and keep your bellies nice and flat? It's quite easy to do, well, I think it's easier to do side lying. Let's just do 4 more. Check in with your shoulders. Last 2 here. Last 1. Okay, so halfway down, hands on your pelvis, just do some little circles. So Joey, you could just try some hip rolls, little knees side to side and some pelvic tilts if you want to, or you can just have a little rest if your back is not enjoying this one. So change direction if you haven't. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, flex your foot, come forward, point your toes, go back. So you don't need to take your leg back very far, but what you do want to feel is that that top buttock is nice and firm and doing some work as you take your leg behind you. Okay, just do a couple more. Well done, last one. Oh, okay, take that leg in front, bend your knee, and then straighten the bottom leg. Again, just have a little wiggle, readjust through the top leg, top shoulders if you want to. So feet are flexed. You're going to try and keep that bottom foot parallel with the floor as you lift and lower. Once again, just be mindful of your neck when you do this. I know Sarah, when we used to do face-to-face in class, you always said that this made you grip in your neck. So just if it does, don't lift your legs so high. You can also just think about lengthening it away rather than lifting it up. Let's just do 2 more. And then lower all the way down. Okay, bend those knees again. Hands on your pelvis. Keep your pelvis, the reason I get you to keep your hands there is to stop you over rotating. So you don't want to rotate all the way back. So you don't need to lift your leg very far at all. You want to keep your pelvis fairly still as you lift and lower the leg. And then just check in that, make sure it's your glutes that are doing the work. You might need to adjust your leg position a little bit, and rather than the muscles at the front of the body. And then we'll do the whole leg, so lift and lower. Breathe out on a harder movement, so on this one it's the way up. Let's just do 2 more. And last one, come together, have a little rest, just roll that shoulder. Have a nice long stretch if you can, so both legs out, top arm overhead. Reach away like a long dart, and then when you're ready, bring yourself up into side sitting. Just roll that top shoulder, so stretch over in the more awkward direction first, and then drop down onto your elbow, little mermaid stretch here. Breathing out and breathing in, and one more time. Breathe out and breathing in. Well done. Okay, you're going to turn onto your bottoms, grab your bands again, so back to the bands, and put them around the bottom of your feet. Okay, so around the bottom of your feet. So you're going to use your band to help you. Hold your band, hold it at just below your knees. So if you're holding it here, it tends to put too much strain through your neck and shoulders. So you can allow them to relax if you hold here. So we're going to use your band to help you sit up tall. As you breathe out, you're going to drop your chin towards your chest and just rock back onto your sacrum. So you're sitting you go from your tailbone and sit back. If that's not comfortable for you, you could do this on a cushion. So breathing out, chin to chest. Coming back, bring your band with you. And again, breathing out. So Rachel, just watch, keep your wrists, keep your hands lower than your knees, otherwise they'll go into your shoulders. Breathing out down. Sarah, Randall, are you okay? No. Oh. You can type me a message if you want. You're okay now, okay. Alright, so you can start to go back a little bit more if you want to. If your back doesn't like this, then just come onto your back and do some pelvic tilts instead. Okay? So if you're going further back, go super slow and then use your breath to help you. So you breathe in at the top and the bottom and you breathe out as you move back. Use your band to help you, that's it. So as you go back, you bring your band closer towards your shoulders, and then to come up, you just simply release it and it will bring you up. If you want to, go all the way back now, but again, if that doesn't work for you, don't. Or you could go all the way back and just stay there. Breathe in here. So pull your band in towards you. Oh no, Rachel's, you're snapped. Breathe out, mine did that yesterday. And then sit up tall. And again, all the way back. Go slowly and try and put down one vertebra at a time. Breathe in, and last time we're coming up. Oh, use your band, release it. Good. And last one. Well done, everyone. It does help with the band all the way down to the floor. Brilliant. Okay, so you're going to take one foot away and then keep your other foot, actually other leg in the band. But you're going to take your band behind your thigh rather than the bottom of the foot now. So it's behind my thigh, not behind my knee, but behind my thigh. And I'm going to hold it on with both hands, quite close to my thigh. Actually, I'm going to hold on with one hand to start with, close to my thigh. And then I'm just going to let my hip roll round and round in its socket. So if you close your eyes for a second and just imagine your thigh bone, your femur, dropping into its socket. So your thigh bone is the shape of a tennis ball, sort of, and your socket is the shape of a saucer. So can you imagine just a tennis ball rolling around in a saucer? So it's a really nice way of lubricating your hip joint. Also, if you've got back pain, this is again, it's a good idea to just mobilise your hips as well as move your lower back. So Joey, hopefully this one works for you. And then just go the opposite direction. Try not to hold on with the muscles in your leg, that's why you've got your band. So to really try and relax into the band, if that makes sense. Do one more all the way around. Now hold on to both sides, but again keep it close in towards your chest. So we're going to use it to help us with our hamstring stretch. So push your foot up towards the ceiling and then bring it back down. Try and make sure your elbows, shoulders are down on the floor. If you need a cushion, pop it behind your head. And just starting to wake up the back of the thighs before we go into our bridge exercise. So stretching out those hamstrings. Just do a couple more like this. And then stretch all the way up towards the ceiling. Can you straighten your leg? You might need to just take your leg closer to the floor. Then use your band to draw your leg in towards you a little bit. In this position, you could point and flex your foot. You could do some circles. If you get sciatic pain into the leg or into the foot, then just back off your stretch a little bit. All right, from here, you're going to bend that knee. So whichever leg you've got the band around, take your band now and hold it in your opposite arm or hand. And you're going to take your knee across your body, so you come into a twist stretch. And then take your other arm out to the side. You can turn your head away from your knee as well. Just pause there and breathe. And then when you're ready, rolling back, switch hands. So your band's now on the same hand as your leg. And then let that knee drop out to the side. You can keep your knee bent. If you want more of a stretch through your inner thigh, you can straighten your leg. Up to you. And then just coming onto your back once more. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So change over, so band goes around the back of the other thigh now. So if you remember, we started off holding the band in the same hand and then just starting to circle the thigh. So imagine that you've got a tennis ball rolling around in a teacup, and that's your thigh bone and socket. Can you also imagine that you're drawing a circle on the floor with your bottom? So really just let everything go in that hip, but keep your sacrum down, so you don't need to make your movements big. It's more just about mobilising the joint, increasing the movement of the synovial fluid and releasing any tension. Go one more, and then you're going to hug that knee into your chest using your band in both hands this time, and then keeping the thigh in, your foot point goes up and down towards the ceiling. So again, just opening up, stretching out through the back of your hamstrings. A couple more times like this. And then can you take that leg all the way up? So nice and straight. Use your band to draw your leg back towards you. Circle your toes, point and flex if you want to. Good. And then bending your knee, take your band into the opposite hand, take your leg across your body. Turn your head to the other side. So it doesn't matter how far you go. Some of you might be able to take that knee to the floor. Some of you might just go a few centimetres. And then rolling onto your back, switch hands. Let your knee drop out to the side. If you want to straighten the leg, increase the stretch. But be careful if you've got any adductor or pubic symphysis conditions when you do that one. Bend your knee again.
and then slowly come back up. Okay, take your band away, just pop it to the side, bending up your knees. We're going to go into our bridges. So take your pillows away from behind your head if you're using them. Bring your hands onto the floor, and then as you breathe out, press your heels in, push your knees and hips up towards the ceiling, and then breathing in as you come down. So just do 8 in your own time, straight up and straight down. If you prefer to do a wheeling bridge, so wheeling bridge is when you peel up, you can do that as well. So the wheeling bridge is better for creating movement in the spine. This one is better for creating strength in the glutes. So find whatever you want to focus on. Just do 2 more. And then pause at the top. Okay, take your band now. And you're going to bring it across the front of your pelvis. If it's long enough, can you cross it behind your body? Cross it behind your body, so underneath your body, and then pin it down on the floor. So it's got a little bit, giving you a bit of resistance now. Joey, I possibly wouldn't do that one today for you. I would just keep with the wheeling the pelvis. Okay, push up now. So press your hands in the band in, push your hips up. So it just creates a little bit of resistance underneath your pelvis, or I should say on top of your pelvis. So make sure you just work a little bit harder. So let's just do 4 more. 3, 2, as you come up, press those heels in, activate your glutes and abdoms. I'm having trouble with my words today, abdominals. Last one, pause here. Okay, options, you can either keep your bottom on the floor and float one leg in, or you can keep your bottom lifted and float one leg in. So it's up to you. We're just going to alternate sides. Breathe out, use your abdominals to keep your pelvis still. If you need to, just keep your bottom on the floor. Let's just go 1 more each way. And then uncross your band, take your bottom all the way down. Stretch out, so legs out front of you, arms overhead. Grab hold of your wrist if you want to, and just think about lengthening your fingers longer than they were before, lengthening your feet longer than they were before, so just walking them away from you. And then can you lengthen one side longer than the other? So gentle movement side to side, so stretching away with one side and then stretching away with the other side. When you're ready, just relax those arms, so maybe bend them a little bit, bring them down by your side, bending up your knees, just let your do a few little pelvic tilts here, and then we're going to come into sitting, and then just finish off with some nice releases for our shoulders and neck. So turn onto one side, bring yourself up into sitting, find your cushions again, or your blocks to sit on, or sit on a chair if that's more comfortable for you. You can sit with your legs crossed, you can sit with your legs out in front of you, whatever feels best for you. So just try and sit up nice and tall. And in this position, hold on to your shins if you can, or just rest your hands on your knees, but try not to hold on to the knees. And then as you breathe out, nod your chin towards your chest and just allow your spine to just relax, let your shoulders just to relax away from your ears. So it's not like we're trying to get your forehead on the floor, just want you to go into a really soft position. And then as you breathe in, start to stack your spine, one vertebra on top of the other, and then bringing your eyes back to the horizon. Okay, so try and keep that nice vertical position, but find one that you're able to maintain without feeling that it's straining. And then take your right arm up and bring it across and over your head, and then just let your head slowly come over to the side. So we use the weight of your arm. Take your other hand, you can press it into the floor, you can take it behind you, whatever feels the right thing to do. If you don't want to do this with the arm, you can just do this, it's up to you. So slow your breath down, and every time you breathe out, see if you can just release a little bit more tension from your neck and shoulders. Allow your shoulder to drop further from your ear. And then from here, take your hand to the back of your head and just slowly turn your head so you're now looking down at your inner thigh on the opposite side. This hand isn't really pressing on your head, it's just a light touch on the back of your head. And once again, just breathe in and out. And then release your hand. You're going to take your same hand to the collarbone on the opposite side. So just find your collarbone and then come underneath it. Press down and slightly inwards, and then jut your chin forward. So your head, ears in the same plane. Jut your chin forward, and then this time you should feel a stretch into your scalenes at the front of your neck. So again, these hip muscles here can get super tight, especially if we're stressed or in pain, or we're not breathing deeply. And then just release, let your head come to the front, and then back to the other side. So bring your arm up, let your head just drape, or your arm, sorry, drape over. Bring your hand down onto the floor, or take your fingers behind you, whichever works for you. Take some deep breaths. So this is the relaxation part. So breathe all the way down into your belly now. So allow your diaphragm to move through its full range of movement. As you just breathe out and increase the space between your ear and your shoulder. Release that, turn your head to look towards the inner thigh on the other side. Back of the hand just really gently onto the back of the head. Once again, breathing in and out. And then release the hand to your opposite collarbone. Press in and just come under the collarbone. Press downwards and slightly inwards. Jut your chin forwards. And feel a stretch down the front of your neck. From here, just release. Really slowly let your head just drop back down, looking down towards the floor. Start to rotate your shoulders, and then take your head back up so it's looking towards the horizon. Okay, and then just one at a time, just mobilize your shoulders. So if you do get tightness through your neck and shoulders, even doing the little things like this, just getting the shoulder blades moving and encouraging blood flow to the shoulders and the neck can really help. Okay, to finish off, we're just going to do a really gentle twist. So just rotating to your left, one hand to the outside of the thigh, the other hand behind you. You can turn your head, keeping it in line with your breastbone, or if you want to, you can rotate a little bit further. Just take 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, exhale. And when you're ready, release back to the center. And then go all the way around to the other side. And then coming back to the center, take a big breath in, sweep your arms up, just interlink your fingers, stretch all the way up to the ceiling here. And as you breathe out, just sigh your breath out, give your arms a little shake, stretch your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake, a little massage, whatever they need. If you still feel that you need to stretch out a bit more, or if you want to do some more releases, if you've got a spiky ball, spend 5 minutes at the end of the class, if you've got time, just doing a little bit more, or your hedgehog or your roller or whatever you need to do. So now your body's nice and warmed up, and it's a good time to do some of those exercises. Alrighty, if you need to dash,